All right, it's Saturday, November 4th. This is a weekend SPY update, kind of an end of the week SPY recap. You could see here today on the daily chart, or on Friday, price had another two-up day that gapped up again. It stayed above the midpoint of the prior day. It obviously had another green day. And you can see here we are working towards these targets. If you look at the weekly chart, it looks like this two-up week just came short of reaching our targets up here. But in compound fashion, we should probably head up there to take that out. If you look at the daily chart, you might get people thinking this is a big resistance area, which obviously came down. Last time it was up in this area, so they might sell first. But as long as we just come down here and fill in some of these gaps, the next push up will be exciting to take out that level. Maybe we start up right out of the gates and take that out. Then we kind of see what happens. But that's kind of where price is heading until proven otherwise. I still think the best trades, if it should it develop, would be kind of a pullback, into this area. People thinking we're at resistance and we're going to get another push down, but it just kind of holds in here and then starts back up. We'll have all kinds of targets, this weekly high and those two highs to take out. So those will be really high probability trades if they set up. Anyway, in terms of the monthly chart, just a bigger picture, we're still just inside of the prior month. I understand, I can see that it's big green and it's heading up and that looks great. But until we have to still see how this month ends. Let's say somehow we start lower. You never know. This might end up a neutral inside month of some kind. But at least we have a reference point to take out that open of the month before we really get bearish to the downside, and that's kind of a long way off. So the trend is certainly up. In the bigger picture quarterly chart that at one point I said had a good few months to reach its next target. Even that one at the moment, while it looks like a hammer bar is forming, we're only at the halfway point of the prior quarter. So at any moment up here you could fail and head lower. But again, we have that reference point of the open of the quarter. Until that turns red again, then we kind of stay biased to the upside, thinking this might be a shooter bar followed by a hammer bar, and then maybe to start the year we start higher, towards some of these upper targets up here. So that's in play. The fact that it's a quarterly two down failure bar that fails to reach its target and heads up, but we have a long way to go to see really where it develops, and we have that reference point of the open here. Keep an eye on that with each, as the daily and weekly and monthly charts, unfold. Can we stay above this little purple line and keep it green or not? That's our reference point going forward for the rest of the year. In terms of just today's trading, even though we had the gap up between the pre-market range, classic directional day, one push up, pause, came back to the midpoint of the first bar, green bar here, second push up, took out that intraday high. That's the classic two pushes up. I generally see on a directional day, again, knowing that you're heading up every day and you're gapping up and you're at exhaustion risk. You don't know for sure at what point you're going to get a pretty strong pullback, but in terms of just the price action itself, there's no reason to be selling anywhere in here on any of these days, quite frankly. And they all started up, right from the start, and had their various, ways of continuing higher. So today was more of a directional day, first push up, pull back to the midpoint of that first bar, kind of something I always keep an eye on, and then a second push up, and then it kind of, even though it tried a third push up, it stayed kind of steady. Once it took out that high, that's kind of where things ended up for the rest of the day. So your opportunities were kind of number one and number two over here in terms of a day trading. So anyway, look, you see a big, complete reversal back to the upside here for these 5 days, a lot of gaps to fill in. So we will take it day by day in terms of really, high probability setups where everything's in your favor. And that would be things like pulling back to these gap areas, failing to reach short-term targets, reversing back in line with, that bigger picture target up here. That would be the highest probability trade. But in the meantime, the price is very volatile and giving you good opportunities to the upside here day after day after day. So we will see what happens. It's just a question if you really spread this out. Yeah, it looks like you're starting a whole new, this kind of push up to me looks to be kind of a reversal type of move where, this push down was one straight line down, then immediately reclaim that to the upside. So now any pullback into this zone here, I would think would be, buying opportunity to start heading up higher. But, I'm not going to predict that for sure. When you kind of see a downtrend line like this, you never know. But, that this type of reversal, especially after that one push down and immediate coming back up. That sort of says things have changed to me. But I will judge that more, as the weekly charts unfold in the next few weeks. But I'm going to be biased to the upside, obviously, until this weekly chart now fails in some way. That could be a 2 up, 2 down bar. And then even if that happens, this is going to be a big, what they call like a mother bar that's going to be hard to take out those lows. So that's why, things look pretty interesting now as we head to the end of the year to the upside. But let's just see what unfolds, next week and for the rest of the month and for the rest of the year.